The thing about a prenuptial agreement is prenups are for broke people and rich people alike. Prenups, the cheapest prenup is $200. The most expensive ironclad best prenup that you can pay for is $2,000. The lead attorney will write up a prenup for you for under 2 grand. For an attorney to do, it's cookie cutter. Oftentimes, it's really, hey, answer these questions, then go and duplicate a Word document, fill in your name from the last customer's name, and then add in the details because the attorney already has all the verbiage necessary and he signs off on it. Prenups are cheap. Prenups are cheaper than the cake you pay for your wedding. They're cheaper than your vacation. They're cheaper than your honeymoon. And knowledge is power. Now, I started this off with saying people hate king talk because it's almost like men are waking up to stuff today, 2023, saying, what? My brother, may he rest in peace. He passed earlier this year. My brother he died. I mean, and he was a pest control. He exterminated roaches for the for the county jails. No, not the county jails, for the state prisons here in California. And he got railed in divorce court. My brother, my brother, Mark Rawls. I'm Shannon Rawls. He's my older brother, Mark Rawls. Got railed in divorce court in alimony. And he wasn't no rich, wealthy. He drove a Ford F-150, went and had his uniform. He learned how to do extermination with Orkin pest control and ended up getting a job with the state and was a regular man with and got railed in divorce court because he got his divorce right after that 10-year mark, which is forever here in California. You pay alimony forever until she die or get married or something like that. I forget how it goes. And you know that, and he's a regular dude. And I remember him saying, all I needed to do was get a prenup, man. But I thought prenup was for rich people. Prenup would have it's just a simple contract between you and your girl that says, listen, in the event that this relationship does not work out, this is what we gonna do. Now, oh, you want a prenup? You already putting it out in the atmosphere that we gonna break up. You putting it out there? No, I'm just simply protecting me and you in the event that something crazy happens in the future. And if it does, this is what we'll do. This is what you take. This is what I take. This is what I came with. This is what you came with. If we have this job, or we do what we say we're gonna do, or if you cheat, if you don't cheat, that's all it is. And it doesn't protect millions. It protects money, any amount. It protects $10 in your wallet or 10 million in your bank. That's all it is. And we didn't know that. Knowledge, if we would have been told that broke people need prenups too, we would have got them. But we were told that prenups was for rich folks. So don't deal with that. Well, you only get what you came with the marriage with. And anything you get in the marriage is going to be 50-50. So you just didn't know anything. Everything was, you were blind to everything. And so now we have King Talk. We got we got 9 brothers on the panel tonight, and we got thousands that's going to watch this show and say, wait a minute, I'm getting ready to get married, but I'm not a millionaire. A prenup is $200. You can go to the cheap lawyer down the block, give him the money that you spent on some new J's at Foot Locker, and have a prenup between you and your girl that will protect you later on. It's very rare in America. I know a lot of people think it's very rare in America that a judge will break a prenup. More often than not, judges honor prenups. So there's a lot of people that don't like us men getting together, teaching young princes how to become king. You know, I say that all the time on the show. A lot of people don't want men to get, they you even hear women say it now. Why don't men just go back to just shutting up? and go back to being who you were. You guys are out here just talking. They give anybody a microphone now. Y'all need to shut. Yeah, I bet you would like us to shut up, would you? I bet you would like us to just be quiet and kill the King Talk podcast and just go back to just doing whatever. I bet you would like us to not talk and compare notes. I'm here in Los Angeles. JR's in Chicago. Brothers is all over the place getting together and saying, what's your experience out there in LA, Shan? Hey, man, this is what happened with me when I got my 2 divorces, and this is what's best. And then how did it work for you in Chicago, JR? Hey, man, this is how it works with the girls that I've been with, me and my raising my children, my son. Hey, man, what about you down there in Georgia? And what's going on in New York? And what about you, bro? How we have this communication ability to compare notes. And now we realizing, damn, we should have got a prenup. No man or woman, for that matter, should get married without getting a prenup. And I don't care how much money you have or don't have today. Do not buy a fucking wedding cake. Do not rent a tuxedo. Do not pay an officiant. Do not do not rent a limousine or a Sprinter van or go on a honeymoon.
What?
Married and you don't have a prenup. And I don't care how much money you make. If you are a truck driver for Amazon, get a prenup. If you work for the post office as a mailman, get a prenup. If you are an assistant manager at Target, get a prenup if you're getting married. Because prenups are for broke people and rich people alike. And it will protect you on who you become in the future based on, really it doesn't based on anything. It will simply protect who you become in the future in the event your marriage doesn't go to its full, in case it doesn't last until death do you part. A prenup will save you. And I wish we would have known that years ago the way we know it now. Thank God for podcasts and these microphones that we all have to speak into and to compare notes and to learn things that we didn't know before.
Okay.
That's all I think there are. You know, I'm long-winded, but
yeah, no, that's all good. Sweeney, hold on, brother. I don't know if you wanted to add on to it, but I did ask the panel, were there any prenuptial agreements put in place with any of your family members?
For my family members, nah. I heard everything Shannon said, but we all been broke, so all of us was broke together. But I will say this though, just a little nugget out there for those who do have prenups in place and things like that. There is an interesting law here in Texas that I just found out about not too long ago. It talks about, like, say for instance, you inherit a property from your parents, or say you bought a property before you got married, right? And your prenuptial agreement may say, well, she doesn't own that property and I'll keep that property after the fact. Well, there is something interesting about a law here in Texas that if, say for instance, you and your wife are married, you had this property before her, you've been paying the mortgage on that property, right? Y'all buy a house together. If you use the money that you make during the marriage to pay for that property, you have to then reimburse her for half of everything you put into that property during the period of time you were married.
What?
I bullshit you not. So that's one.
I didn't know that, Sweeney. I didn't know that one.
And so basically, if you was like, say for instance, so y'all been together for 10 years, you've been paying your mortgage for 10 years.
Right.
Every dime that you put into that house, you have to pay her back half. And vice versa. Because in Texas, it's a community state. So everything you make within that marriage, or you go into that marriage and y'all say, okay, well, we don't, and you don't, and you go into it without a prenup, everything gets split in half when y'all divorced, right down the middle. So if you, matter of fact, there was I forgot what the lawyer name on TikTok is, but she's dope. You know what I mean? She has a lot of stories on there, but even it was one lady that took her husband to court. When they went to court, she got him to pay her half of all the money that he paid his mistress. So all the dates he was taking her on, all the hotel rooms, the gifts.
Wow.
He had to pay his wife half of everything he put on there because he took the money from because he was spending her money too. Even if it was his money, he was spending her money too because it belonged. Your money in that marriage belonged just as much to her as it does to you.